What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Chou with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen is in home isolation. That's after having lunch at the presidential residence with a family member who later tested positive for COVID-19. A spokesperson for Tsai says the president has tested negative and is in good health.
总统将于官邸进行隔离，自结束日的隔天，也就是4月5号起算，预计将隔离到4月14号，再进行7天的自主健康管理。
Vice President William Lai and President Tsai's close aides have all tested negative for COVID-19. The president was originally scheduled to visit the Central Epidemic Command Center on Friday afternoon, but she has canceled all official duties or moved them online until she comes out of isolation. A group of Swedish parliamentarians will arrive in Taipei this weekend. It's the latest in a string of European delegations to visit the country. Could the trip signal a new era in EU-Taiwan relations? Our reporter James Chater takes stock of the situation.
There was a time when Taiwan was barely mentioned on the floor of the European Parliament, but times are changing.
Taiwan is a like-minded partner with whom Europe shares many common values.
We Europeans, we have an interest in preserving the status quo in the Taiwan Strait.
Taipei's relations with the EU appear to be shifting. Last year, the European Parliament voted for the first time to deepen ties with Taiwan, soon followed by the body's first official delegation to Taipei. A flurry of individual EU states has since followed suit.
For long, Taiwan has been seen only as a sub-chapter of EU-China relations, as a sensitive issue, as a non-negotiable issue for Beijing.
But EU perceptions of China have soured over the mistreatment of Uyghurs in Xinjiang and China's economic coercion of Lithuania. Beijing's refusal to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine has only made matters worse. The distance between Beijing and Brussels was evident in the top EU diplomats' frustration after the recent EU-China summit.
And a dialogue which everything but a dialogue. In any case, it was a deaf dialogue.
EU skepticism of China has pushed the bloc closer to Taiwan, where hopes a higher European support will help bolster its de facto independent status. But every new relationship has its challenges.
I do believe that the European Union is still struggling with different level of commitment among the member states to politically back this kind of expansion of ties with Taiwan.
At the heart of this disunity is the EU's commitment to the One China policy, recognizing Beijing as the sole representative of China, which means all EU countries maintain only unofficial relations with Taipei. Ultimately, Europe remains wary of upsetting Beijing.
That they still want to foster some sort of relationship, mostly because of the economic relations between the two of them. They're still very tight. The two of them are highly interdependent.
China is the EU's largest trade partner in goods. In 2021, the two traded nearly 2 billion euros every day. And that means Taiwan still sits lower on the pecking order of EU priorities.
Because of the number of negative items on the agenda of the European Union in its relationship with China, I don't see Taiwan occupying a particularly prominent position in this agenda anytime soon.
The obstacles are apparent, but a shared opposition to authoritarianism may ensure growth of EU-Taiwan ties is not short-lived.
Taiwan is an important partner for the European Union, not only because of pragmatic considerations, but also this normative alignment as one of the most vibrant and dynamic and stable democracies in the region.
And analysts say that mutual understanding forms the basis of new European confidence in Taiwan.
I see that there is a new reality in which member states are more willing to stand up for their interests and to take measures for these interests. And Taiwan plays, I think, a very important role in how the EU sees its role in the Indo-Pacific.
China's economic shadow looms large, but in Europe's adjusted vision of the world order, Taiwan looks set to be a key player. Klein Wang and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.
Foreign Minister Joseph Wu says EU cooperation with Taiwan has stepped up despite the bloc's adherence to the One China policy, which recognizes Beijing as the sole government of China. He told TaiwanPlus why the EU support has increased.
EU also has a One China policy, but they also understand that they can work together with Taiwan from a very practical sense. They want to have security discussions with Taiwan. They want to have economic discussions with Taiwan. They also want to increase all kinds of interactions with Taiwan. At the same time, they still have that One China policy. They can work together with Taiwan on all levels without affecting their One China policy. Even though Taiwan is a small country, but Taiwan's semiconductor and Taiwan's economic production ranks around 20th in the world. Especially the semiconductor is holding the key in the whole supply chain. And therefore, the European countries understand the importance of Taiwan, and they also see that China has been threatening Taiwan. And therefore, for their own economic sake, they understand peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait is very important for the European countries.
An iconic figure of the Taiwan independence movement, Pong Ming-min, has died at the age of 98 in Taipei. He was one of the most influential figures in Taiwan's ruling party, the Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP. Our reporter Andrew Ryan takes a look at his life.
Pong Ming-min lived through a world war. He lost an arm in an air raid, and he witnessed the Americans dropping an atomic bomb on Nagasaki, Japan. But as dramatic as those events were, it's for something entirely different that the people of Taiwan will remember him, and it's something deeply connected to his roots. In 1964, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison for political activism. In 1970, he managed to escape Taiwan, fleeing first to Sweden and then later moving to the United States. More than 20 years had passed by the time he was finally allowed to return to Taiwan. Peng spent his decades abroad, working tirelessly for the cause of Taiwan's independence from China. He helped to found one of the largest pro-Taiwan lobbying groups in the United States, the Formosan Association of Public Affairs. It was only after the Kuomintang, or KMT, ended Taiwan's decades-long martial law and started the process of democratization that Peng was finally able to return to his homeland. Peng joined the Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, becoming its first presidential candidate in 1996. Although he lost, Peng did not have to wait long for a DPP president to take office. In 2000, Chen Shui-bian made history, becoming the nation's first opposition party president. Peng was later appointed as a presidential advisor. Upon hearing news of Peng's passing on Friday, leading members of the ruling DPP had high praise for the man and his legacy.
相信台湾人会感念这一个非常伟大的人格者、奋斗者，我们的后来者会继续追随他的脚步。
Today, as Taiwan marks the passing of Peng Ming-min, his dream of a democratic Taiwan, which he had fought for more than half a century, has become a reality. Rick Yi, Ed Moon, and Andrew Ryan for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's railway operators are demanding $2.7 million from a cement company after botched demolition project knocked out train services near the southern city of Kaohsiung. More than 120,000 people were stranded last Friday when services shut down for several hours. The disruption happened when Southeast Cement knocked down a storage silo, which ended up falling in the wrong direction, taking out a transmission tower and power lines supplying the trains. Southeast Cement says it will pay what it owes and might demand compensation from the contractor that did the demolition job. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from here in Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with some image of mountain hawk eagles at the Taipei Zoo. I've been Joey Chou. Have a great night, and I'll catch you on the flip side.